Imagine a force so powerful that it shapes cultures, builds empires, inspires art, and causes wars. No, it's not gold or power, it's sex. From ancient fertility cults to modern dating apps, the story of sex is the story of humanity itself, raw, complex, and ever changing. This isn't just about pleasure, it's about politics, religion, control, and freedom. Welcome to TimeScroll, and today we explore the wild, wonderful, and controversial history of sex. Chapter 1, Sex in the Stone Age. Let's start where it all began. The Stone Age. Early humans didn't write books, but they did leave behind Venus figurines, small sculptures of exaggerated female forms, thousands of years old. Were they religious symbols? Fertility idols? Prehistoric porn? We don't know for sure, but one thing's clear. Sex and reproduction were deeply tied to survival and spirituality. In tribal societies, sex wasn't always private or taboo. Many groups had open views, sometimes linking sex with the cycles of nature, fertility rituals, or even coming-of-age ceremonies. Chapter 2, Sex and the Gods, Ancient Civilizations. Fast forward to ancient Mesopotamia, Egypt, India, and Greece. Here, sex becomes divine. In Mesopotamia, sacred prostitution was practiced. Women at the temples of Ishtar would offer themselves as an act of worship. In ancient Egypt, myths talk about gods creating the world through self-pleasure, seriously. And then there's India, home of the Kama Sutra, written around 400 CE, a manual not just about positions, but about love, intimacy, and the art of living well. In ancient Greece, male-male relationships weren't taboo. They were celebrated, especially between older men and their protégés. Sexuality wasn't boxed into labels. It was fluid, philosophical, even spiritual. Chapter 3, Rome to Religion, The Control Begins. Rome took a different path. Sex was everywhere. Graffiti in Pompeii shows erotic images, and rich citizens often had slaves for pleasure. But was it fair? No way. Women, slaves, and the poor had little to no say. Then came Christianity. By the 4th century, sex became more about sin than celebration. Pleasure outside of marriage? Sin. Sex for anything other than reproduction? Sin. Even thinking about it? Yep, still sin. The church slowly took control of sexuality, promoting virginity, shaming desires, and defining morality. Meanwhile, Islamic scholars in the Middle Ages were writing about love, anatomy, and pleasure, scientifically, but always within the bounds of morality and marriage. Chapter 4, The Medieval Tension, Saints and Sinners. Medieval Europe was torn between desire and doctrine. On one hand, monks preached celibacy, and women were told to be pure and obedient. On the other hand, brothels were legal. Kings had mistresses. Secret love flourished in poetry, songs, and, let's be honest, scandal. This era was full of contradictions. Sex was both condemned and consumed, hidden and flaunted. Chapter 5, Renaissance to Enlightenment, Curiosity Returns. Then came the Renaissance, and art brought back the naked body. Michelangelo's David, Botticelli's Venus. Suddenly, sensuality wasn't just accepted, it was divine again. By the 17th and 18th centuries, the Enlightenment sparked a new curiosity. Doctors and scientists began studying sex more openly, though still with plenty of outdated and sexist ideas. But people started asking bold questions. Why are some acts sinful? Why are women's desires ignored? What is normal? The seeds of sexual liberation had been planted. Chapter 6, Victorian Era, Cover It Up. Just when things got interesting, along came the Victorians. Welcome to the 19th century, where even the legs of pianos were covered because they were too suggestive. Seriously. Sex became something to be feared, especially for women. Masturbation was called dangerous. Homosexuality became a crime. Yet under all that repression, a booming underground world of erotic books, secret affairs, and silent rebellion. The more it was hidden, the more it thrived. Chapter 7, 20th Century, Revolutions and Revelations. The 1900s, wild times. First came Freud, unlocking the unconscious mind and suppressed desires. Then came world wars, shifting gender roles and shaking social norms. By the 1960s, boom, the sexual revolution exploded. The birth control pill gave women agency. People began discussing sex openly, questioning tradition, demanding change. LGBTQ+ movements gained momentum. Pornography went mainstream. Taboos began to crumble. The personal became political, and the bedroom became a battlefield for freedom. Chapter 8: The Digital Age, Sex at Your Fingertips. And now we're in a new era entirely, the internet age. From online dating to adult content, sex is now just a tap away. Is that good or bad? Depends who you ask. We've become more open, but also more anxious. Consent, identity, safety, representation, these are today's new frontiers. We're still figuring it out, and maybe we always will be. Conclusion: sex is history and the future. Sex isn't just biology, it's culture, power, rebellion, and connection. From temples to touchscreens, it has evolved with us, shaped us, defined us. It's messy, beautiful, controversial, and deeply, deeply human. So next time someone says, it's just sex, remind them, it's also history. Like this wild journey through time, subscribe to TimeScroll for more stories that shaped the world one scroll at a time.